All right, mamas, welcome. Go ahead and find a comfortable seated position. I do recommend using a pillow or blanket, something to elevate your hips. Also, make sure you have water nearby or like a snack if you ever need to take a break during class. Like, there's a lot of stuff, beautiful things going on in your body, and it's important you take that time to nourish and nurture as needed. So don't feel like you have to get through the whole class, like, take it in little bits, yeah, and have something nearby should you need it, okay? Cross-legged is great if that position is still comfortable. Sometimes as belly grows, it feels better to have a butterfly position, or even that might just feel good now on the hips. You can also sit on your knees with your booty on your heels. Like, that's really good for indigestion as well, especially in pregnancy. That's really normal. Our digestive organs are getting all sorts of neighbors, let's say. So whatever seated position is good for you, go ahead and find that. Pelvis is neutral, chest is lifted, heart is open, shoulders are down, hands are relaxed, and your eyes will close. And just take a couple deep breaths at your own timing, just connecting into this inner sacred space between you and baby. As women, we are receiving this gift of sharing a physical space with our baby. And this is unique to the womb, right? This is unique to our anatomy and our design. That we get to experience this incredible connection of two literally being one. So just take a few breaths as you experience that, as you feel grateful for this connection that you and baby are sharing, this home you're building and growing together. And while your eyes are closed, you can roll them up and in towards the center of your forehead. And this stimulates the master gland in your body, the pituitary gland, which is a direct line of communication down to your womb. So it's like an instant hotline to baby. Keep your eyes focused up and in there. Take another big, full deep breath all the way down into your belly. Big deep breath out. Let the hands start to rise up into prayer. We open every class with the sounds Om, O-N-G, Namo, Gurudev, Namo. Om Namo references the incredible wisdom and information of the ages, of the ancients, of traditions, of science, of anything that you can kind of find and discover out there. That is Om. Namo is giving reverence to, gratitude, appreciation, valuing, right? Gurudev Namo. This is your inner mama instinct, your intuition, your guidance, your gut, your trust in yourself that you're also developing. So we're giving equal value to both the information that we find and the information that we already know to be true in our hearts. We'll chant this together 3 times. We'll take breaths in between each sounds so you have lots of space for your lungs to get full capacity to breathe and chant these sounds out. Chant them for you and baby. Eyes are still rolled up and in. Big deep inhale. Om Namo. Another breath. Gurudev Namo. 2 more times. Om in. Exhale that air out. Let the hands rest back into any comfortable position. Keep the eyes closed. Just take a few moments for you and baby to absorb that wisdom, those sounds, that impact energetically of using your voice, of baby hearing that choose to, eyes closed or open them here for a couple moments. So chemically in our bodies, through pregnancy, through birth, and through postpartum, there are such an extreme amount of changes. And it's designed that way on purpose to assist us, but it is also so much change that it can be intense, right? It can be an intense experience, both directions, right? You've heard from women who have gone through this process, like it is the most beautiful and the most challenging thing at the same time, right? So, and these are chemical things. It's not like something you can kind of like think your way out of or be like, shut the chemicals off. Like these are hormones and things flooding through our body that are totally new. Even if you've had children before, like if this is your fourth or fifth pregnancy, it's new again. It's a new experience on your body, right? And these chemicals, even if they've been felt before, they're new to this moment, this time, this experience, and also can be running differently through your body in different pregnancies, right? So what's important for us to understand is that it is okay and normal that some of these chemical reactions kind of put us in a place that's not necessarily ecstasy. So your whole pregnancy and your whole birth and your whole postpartum experience is not, it's not expected to be this like blissful, rainbow, magical, butterflies floating. I always like give that kind of example because I feel like yoga, like, and especially in birth, like we're like, oh, it's like glorious. It's so great. Yes. But right there, like there's the flip side of the coin. It's life, it's real. There is a being growing inside of you. There are changes happening in your body that are bizarre, right? There's going to be an extreme sort of experience, whatever that looks like. And when I say extreme, I just mean a big change, right? Like, so your birth experience is going to be a big change from baby in belly to baby on chest, right? Gorgeous, beautiful, magical, intense, okay? There's a lot of chemicals that flood through that. Going into postpartum, same thing. You're going to have so many different incredible chemicals like oxytocin, bonding hormone, like all sorts of stuff. But then additionally, there's this sense of like, wow, my body just went through a massive shift, a massive change. What was in me is no longer there, right? Because it's out. And that produces chemicals that are undeniable. So it's okay that these kind of, they call it baby blues or whatever. I don't like labels so much, but this sense of like a down feeling, right? As much as there's an up, there's a down, there's polarity, right? And so today's class, meditation and practice, is going to help you to develop tools that you can use when those down moments come, right? Because that lodges into your body because the chemicals are flooding in your body. So if you have ways to kind of move that through, it can maybe ease up the down and kind of lift that up to balance it up with the good a little bit more, right? So you feel like you can kind of navigate those waters instead of getting, so deep underneath them that you feel like you can't get out, right? So lots of different tools we're going to utilize in this class that really work for both pregnancy, honestly, during birth too, during labor, and for postpartum as well. So it's just good to have that toolbox ready for us, yeah? No matter if this is like the very beginning of your pregnancy or like birth is coming tomorrow, it's just really good for us to have these kind of tools to play with because it happens at all stages, right? It's not necessarily only here or only there. Everybody's different. It happens at all sorts of different times. So we will stay in our seated pose because the first thing we're going to work with is our breath, okay? Your lungs hold like grief, sadness, stagnation. Like when we don't breathe, there's this like heaviness in our chest. Really important if some of these feelings start to arise that you use your breath to help them process, right? We're not trying to get rid of them or deny them. We're just trying to help them move through the body and help those chemicals to like process through and out so that then we can have the other chemicals come in and help us out, okay? So stay seated, comfortable. And close the eyes back down if you open them. This is a really simple breath for emotional balance, right? So for balancing out our emotions, which is normal that our emotions are like haywire through pregnancy and postpartum and birth, yeah? So you'll inhale through your nose, and then you'll blow the air out of the mouth like an O shape. Then you'll reverse that. Inhale through the O shape, and then exhale through your nose. Just patterning like that. Inhaling nose, exhaling O shape. Inhaling the O shape. and exhaling nose. Keep your eyes closed, rolled up and in, and take this breath for a couple rounds at your own pace. And tools like this are so wonderful because it's so simple and can be done anywhere at any time. You can do this while you're cooking a meal, while you're driving, while you're changing baby's diaper. Yeah, your breath is an incredible tool and has a huge impact on those internal chemicals. Take a few more rounds of this breath. Wherever you are in your pattern, take a big inhale through your nose. Big exhale out of the mouth. Just sit with the eyes closed, breathe normal, a couple breaths. See if you can notice a subtle difference in how you feel in your body and your mind. And begin to lift up your right leg and plant your right foot on the floor outside your left foot. You can kind of adjust this left shin forward a bit. Feel free to stay on your pillow or not. Depends on if your hips feel a little sensitive. Sometimes the pillow is a little comforting. So your right hand will come inside that right knee. Your right shoulder comes a bit closer. As you inhale, you'll reach this left arm up and over. And then exhale, body comes through the center, left hand comes down. Inhale, lift up your hips and arch it back a little bit. And then exhale, sit your booty down. And it'll flow like this. Inhale, stretching over to the side. Exhale, coming through the center. Breathing through the nose or mouth now, as is comfortable and feels most supportive to your body. I found that at the beginning of my pregnancy that breathing through the mouth really helped with my nausea for whatever reason. So if that is something you're experiencing and you want to try that out, and maybe it'll work for you, maybe not. We're all different, yeah? So there's no right way. If breathing through the nose feels more supportive, cool. Go for it. As long as you're breathing, sending that oxygen into both your body and baby's growing body. Eyes are closed and rolled up and in, so you stay within that inner space. A couple more times here, back and forth. Working into our rib cage, still really opening through the lungs and the side body, which is great to get those chemicals moving and lodging out of our chest. Okay, go ahead and find your way back down to your seated position here. Keep this left shin on the ground, but transition so that your right knee now is outside of your left foot with the right foot going back. Go ahead and inhale, reach those arms all the way up. Now, as you exhale, bring your hands forward. You'll crawl as far as is comfortable in your body. This will depend on the depth of your belly and how you're feeling. Maybe you're just crawling a little bit forward, working into those hips and low back. Maybe you can come onto your elbows, or even if you have another pillow, you can bring it in front. Maybe your head can lay all the way down if bump is still pretty small. Wherever you are, just stay here and breathe long and deep into your hips. Getting both that internal and external rotation happening. Left side is external, right side is internal. Both are super important for our pregnancies, for our labors, and for our pelvic health transitioning out of labor. Take a few more breaths. Relax your head, neck, and shoulders. Inhale as you start to walk yourself all the way back up into a regular seat. And then exhale, transition this right leg back into a cross-legged position. Go ahead and interlace your fingers behind your back now. As you inhale, you'll reach your knuckles towards the floor and open your chest. And then exhale, bow forward. Again, this will depend on how far is comfortable. You might just kind of go halfway down and reach your pinkies up and then sit back up. Inhale as you lift up and back, and then exhale, come down. You might feel comfortable going all the way down here. That's up to you, right? So you move in your body depending on how much space feels good to take up. Transitioning up and down with your chest, really opening through the sternum. This kind of a chest expansion is really, really good for lifting energy through our heart, anything that kind of gets lodged or stuck in that area of our body. And again, this is something you can do at any time. Just because we're seated and moving as such doesn't mean that during your day you can't just reach your hands back and give yourself a little stretch and move around a few breaths. Yeah, that's the idea, is these things you take off the mat into your daily life to support your pregnancy, to prepare for your birth, and to support you through postpartum as well. A couple more times back and forth. Eyes are still closed, rolled up and in. Begin to return back into a comfortable seat. Release this expansion of your chest. Transition your left foot now outside of your right one and adjust your shins or position as needed. Take that left hand outside of the foot with the shoulder and knee closer together. Inhale as you reach this right arm up. Exhale, sitting up. Inhale, rise onto the knees, pelvis forward, arch back. Exhale as your booty sits down. Flow at your own pace, mama. Eyes are closed, rolled up and in. Use your breath to guide the body. Feel out how deep this position feels supportive today. And our bodies are changing so much every day. So what felt really good yesterday really might not feel good today. And that's okay. Yeah, you're not expected to feel awesome every single day of your life. Why would it be any different during pregnancy? It is okay. However you're feeling is normal. That's why we have our practice, we have our tools, our body awareness, and our breath connection to help move through those tricky times, to move through those tough days, or even sometimes it's just tough hours. Something triggers something in your body or your emotions, and you just gotta let it process. And our yogic tools help us to encourage that process to happen. So hiding away from it or denying it or shaming it, right? Being embarrassed about it, feeling like you're a bad mom because you feel whatever emotion coming through. We accept it, we embrace it, we recognize that this is part of this magical journey we are on, and it's important. We value that, and we use our tools to move through it. Go ahead and find yourself back into a regular seated pose, or not regular seated, but your booty down. Transition this left leg down where the knee is now outside of the right foot and the left knee is back. Inhale, your arms lift up. Exhale as you crawl them forward. So again, find a position that's good for you. Maybe it's just here and that's enough and you feel this in your low back. You might be able to go onto elbows or lay all the way down. Wherever you are, do relax your head, neck, and shoulders. This includes your jaw, your face, the muscles in your eyelids. And just take long, deep breaths here. Really sending that oxygen through your body, all the way down into baby's body, growing in the womb. Supporting yourself to support them. Really relax your pelvis, a few more breaths. Let those hips receive the stretch internally and externally. Deeply inhale. And as you exhale, start to walk your hands all the way back up. Now you'll return into a regular seated position, transition this left leg back around and cross your legs sitting up tall. We're starting to work now into our upper back. So particularly the upper back is where we tend to hold sadness or grief as well as the lungs, right? So in this upper back area, it's normal when we're carrying baby all the time and kind of putting things forward, we start to feel this pressure in the back that holds this energy, right? And even like as our breasts grow in pregnancy, like there's more heaviness forward, right? So that's normal. What we're gonna do here is inhale, reach those arms out to the sides. And then exhale, give yourself a big hug. Doesn't matter which arm you put on top, just hug those arms. You can walk your fingertips a little bit further back. So it's a nice tight hug here. Then relax your position, just keep a grip on your fingers. Close your eyes and start to roll your head around. Breathe long and deep. Just roll that head around and relieve the upper back here as you do so. Keep your pelvis neutral and your spine lifting up. A couple more head rolls this direction. Start to come back through the center, lifting up the chin. As you inhale, you'll reach the arms open again. Now exhale, switch. So hug your other arm on top, whichever one you didn't do. Again, walk the fingertips back a little bit so you really get a nice stretch behind the shoulder blades. Grab them with your fingertips. Start to roll your head the other way. Eyes are closed, rolled up and in. Always communicating our movements down to baby so we keep our eyes focused up. As we communicate to them that we are stretching, moving, opening, supporting ourselves so that we can best support them, right? Everything we do for us is in hopes that we can be our best selves so that we can give that through to them. It's important we take these little moments for us during pregnancy and in postpartum, because otherwise we don't have a full cup to give from. And it's normal that our cup may not feel completely full, right? That's okay. It's not like you have to be this like glorious overflood of energy, but there has to be something coming back into your cup a little bit, mama. Start to bring your chin up through the center. Take a big inhale. Exhale. One more time, inhale, open those arms up. And then this time, exhale, just place them by the sides. We're going to transition towards a squat. So take your heels in and toes out. And then crawl yourself forward where you've got your hands supporting you on the floor. We're rocking now a little side to side. So one heel will come up at a time. So, and even you might like flex the other toe here. You've got support and weight on your hands as your pelvis drops down, and just kind of rock side to side, almost like animalistic a little bit. Whenever we get some momentum and movement through our ankles and our calves, it's really good for circulation, as well as digestion. Just rock it out a little bit. Get some work into those calves and ankles, as well as this nice opening of the pelvis, of the inner thighs, really more than the pelvis. The muscles themselves are opening, stretching. Start to come back through to the center. Keep your hands on the mat. Inhale as you lift up through your hips as far as is comfortable, and then take your right toe, pivot on the toe, and turn your heel in. This right leg will stay straight and your left one will bend. Right or left hand now comes towards your left foot with your shoulder inside. Inhale as you open this right arm all the way up, And then exhale, close off, bring the right fingertips far away from you and drop your head down. Working now through the whole lower back. Inhale as you open up. Exhale, take the hand down, stretch, drop your chin down as well. A couple more times. Inhale, open. Exhale. So good for back relief during our pregnancy, which is again a very normal reaction. Our lower back, we tend to hold guilt and shame energetically. And these are common emotions to feel in motherhood. You're not alone if you start to feel this mama guilt. That also doesn't mean you need to carry it with you forever. Yes, you can process it through by moving, stretching, opening, using your breath intentionally. One more time, up and down here. Good, and then soft knees. Start to crawl yourself the other way. So your right heel comes in and your left toes pivot, so your heel is coming out, turned in with that left leg. Your right hand now comes inside the right knee. Right knee is bent, left one is straight. Inhaling that arm up, opening chest. Exhale, bring your left fingertips down and far away from you so you get length on that whole left side. Inhale as you open up. Exhale as you take it down. Eyes can be closed or open, yeah? If you start to feel dizzy or disoriented, really, really normal during pregnancy. Keep your eyes open. And I said left knee straight, but if it feels a little better bent with a give in it, that's okay. Yeah, trust your body. That's that Gurudev Namo. Listen to you more than you listen to me. And that goes with everybody in your life. Yeah, anybody trying to throw you advice and information that maybe you don't totally agree with, listen to you. Good. Start to find your way back through to the center now. Both toes and feet are parallel here with knees bent. Drop your head down and slowly roll yourself all the way up to a standing position. As you stand up, you can take your hands right onto your womb, eyes closed. Connect to baby. Breathe. Feel this wide stance, this really grounded stance through your legs. Empowering stance. Send all that energy into baby. Deeply breathe in. Breathe out. Go ahead and open your eyes. If you have your pillow and blanket still on your mat, you might want to move it off your mat here for this next exercise. So you have space on your mat. So another great thing for us to get some energy and blood flow pumping in our bodies and help with these kind of emotions that seem a little heavy that come up is a little cardio. Now, I know cardio might sound a bit overwhelming in pregnancy or postpartum, but that's why we keep it gentle, okay? So we're gonna do like little chasses back and forth. I'm even gonna have you have your hands and fists. You'll grab your boobies as they're getting a little more heavy so you don't have to get them bouncing, right? So kind of chasse this way, right and open, left and open. You can choose to do a little jump here or not. Keep your hands and fists, which helps with encouraging circulation, and grab onto those boobies every time you chasse so they don't bounce. Breathe however you need to, just kind of shuffling back and forth. And if you feel good to like really jump it, you can, right? If that feels like super not good, don't do it. Yeah, and I'm not talking about like a massive, huge jump getting a lot of momentum, but just a little bit of air time, hang time, if that feels good. Again, we're working our ankles here as well, our calves, our shins, so all that is supporting our digestion and circulation as we get that heart pumping. Keep getting that shuffle going, breathe. Notice that your heart rate's starting to lift up a little bit. Your breathing might become a little heavier. Keep squeezing those hands into those fists. A couple more times. And you can either stay with this regular little chasse, or you can add on a little stretch. So when you come over, stretch and lift this arm up.
So the foot and arm will go up together. Stretch, stretch, stretch. You can keep fists or extend that hand that's reaching up if that feels good. Breathe. Keep it going. Oops, I just shot off my glasses. Keep going, chasse. Couple more times. Feel that heartbeat starting to elevate. Pumping this blood through our body. Pumping blood through baby. Couple more times each side, last couple. You're doing amazing, mama. Go ahead and make this your last one. Come back through to the center. Get your feet underneath you. Place one hand under your heart, one hand on baby. Close your eyes. Let that heavy breath just start to steady. Feel the heartbeat elevated under your one hand. And know the baby's heartbeat is under your other hand. Just let this energy, this circulation, this influx of new blood pumping through to new places happen, and let both of you experience the benefit of that. When we get the blood pumping in a new way, it also helps the chemicals to pump in a new way. This is a great exercise to do in those moments that tend to be a little intense. Sometimes all you need is a little kick of the heart. It doesn't take much, mama. Just experience that a couple more breaths. Take a full deep inhale. Exhale the air out. Start to soften your knees. Bring your hands down above your knees, grabbing on. So in pregnancy, we tend to get a little arch in our low back. So even naturally, as you come here, you might find that your booty sticks out. We tend in our posture to kind of like arch back and boot bellies out, and not in this super healthy position for our spine. So from here, what I want you to do, I'll turn sideways so you can see, is tuck your tailbone under, okay? So it's like it's just your pelvis tucking under, and then drop your head down. So you're in a rounded position here with your spine. And then you'll wiggle your hips side to side. So you'll wiggle right and left, and right and left. Just breathe however you need to. Keep your pelvis tucked under. So you're working through releasing your pelvis and your lower back. Again, remembering that's where we hold guilt and shame energetically. And then posturally, structurally, it's just really normal that gets a lot of physical, strenuous stress during our pregnancy, just because of the way our bodies are growing. Yeah, and it's important to remember, like, it's not like you're doing anything wrong because you're feeling guilt or shame. It's not like you're doing anything wrong because you have back pain. This is natural, normal, healthy, part of your body's processing of the way that your physical and internal chemical structure is shifting and changing to best support your body and your baby. That doesn't mean, though, that you have to hold on to that pain when it comes, or that you have to hold on to that guilt or shame when it comes, right? That's the whole point. You have tools to move through it, but it's totally normal. Just keep moving those hips a little bit. Keep that tailbone tucked under. Just dropping the head down. Coming back through to the center now. Keep the head dropping, knees bent. Big, slow roll up. Keep the chin dropping down as you rise all the way up. And then inhale those arms up at the top, lifting up your energy. And then exhale, hands to prayer with eyes closed. Take a moment to set a prayer forward for you and your child. So whatever that is, whatever comes through, just give yourself permission to ask, permission to wish, to desire, to hope. not holding an expectation, but just setting the momentum in place to support whatever that dream is that you hold for you and your child. Take a moment, big deep breath. Big breath out. Go ahead and open your eyes. We'll prepare for our Khalsa way squats. We do this every class. So come down towards the edge of your mat. Use your hands and bent knees to support you coming down. Weight can come into the hands as you have some space here to roll up your mat halfway at least. I have a really thick mat today, so I might even roll it like less than halfway because it's really thick. But if you have a thin one, you might need to roll it all the way. And yeah, honestly, mine is still good halfway. You can kind of see the width of it, yeah? Your heels will step onto your mat and the balls of the feet stay on whatever surface is below you. This position is as wide as your shoulders and your toes are parallel. When your toes turn out, you actually narrow your pelvis, yeah? So keep them parallel, very important, but have the width so that your belly has lots of space to drop down, yes? As you inhale, reaching those arms up. Heels are also elevated to support the neutral pelvis. As you lower down, the prayer comes through this whole, your whole chakra system until your hips come all the way down. About 50% of your weight comes into your hands on the floor here. Drop your head down. And then use bent knees, lifting up the hips just a little bit, and then roll all the way up to standing. Yes? 15 of these at your pace, okay? So go ahead and begin working through your breath of these squats. Now, if any mama at home is over 34 weeks pregnant and you know baby's feet are twinkle toes down and you want to give them space to keep rolling and exploring, you can also do this where you're just going to do a half squat. So you'll do the same thing, arms coming up, but then your hands come on your knees and you'll roll up from here, okay? So whatever you're doing, mama, do so with the breath and do so with that prayer and intention that you set. So every time those hands come through prayer, through your whole energetic system, it's like that devotion, that offering, that dream that you're holding is being lifted up and also grounded down at the same time, taking roots while also keeping its mystery and magic in that cosmic realm. Breathe and keep getting through these squats till you get to all 15 of them. You can breathe through your nose or your mouth. You can have your eyes closed or open. But wherever you are, keep moving. This exercise is potentially the #1 most supportive exercise through our pregnancy. It prepares our breath, prepares our mind and spirit of devotion, of surrender. It prepares our pelvis, our legs, our spine. So just stick with it, however your body needs to move through this today. Honor that, but keep going until you get to all 15. Whenever you do finish, You can just stand tall, placing your hands however feel comfortable, if that's in prayer still or connecting to baby or your heart. If you're still going, keep flowing. Wherever you are, keep that energy of devotion, of surrender, of prayer with you. Demonstrating your strength to your baby by recognizing your humility and your openness to feel supported by all that surrounds you. The earth, the sky, the sun, the cosmos, your family, your friends, your providers. Yeah, recognizing you have a network of physical and energetic resources that you openly receive the help of. Knowing you never have to do it alone, and that is your strength. Wherever you are, take a couple more breaths. If you're finishing those squats, keep going. If you're done, just enjoy the sweetness of you and baby together, sharing this home, sharing this experience, knowing that together you will learn and teach each other so much. And that goes both ways. All that you will teach them, they will teach you. And all that they will learn from you, you will learn from them. Right? Together we'll grow and discover more of who we are through this experience. Take a full deep inhale. Complete exhale. You can step your way off of your mat here that's rolled up and go ahead and kick it back out so it becomes flat again. We'll move back to seated, and I recommend again grabbing your pillow or blankets to return it into a supportive position. Sit down mindfully, bending your knees, using your hands, and return your hips into a comfortable seat. This exercise that we do every class as well is called keep ups, yeah? So it seems physical, it's not, it's mental, okay? 3 minutes of arms up to the sides. Why? Your contractions will be no longer than 3 minutes. This gives your subconscious a frame of reference to recognize time periods and time constraints in a period of time that you will lose sense of boundaries of that, right? So in birth, you lose this sense of time logically, but your subconscious will remember if this is done regularly, okay? It also my words are like little today. I'm having a lot of pregnancy brain. This also trains you to withstand sensations that are uncomfortable. So even like this is for birth, but then also for these heavy moments that I've been speaking about all class, right? Like it's okay. You don't have to fix it or solve the problem. Like it's okay to be a little uncomfortable and to have this kind of challenge, right? It's not something we should shy away from. We should in fact welcome, embrace it, and allow ourselves to recognize that if we use the tools and if we're trained to do so mentally and understand, it will pass. Like labor doesn't last forever. It might last a long time, but forever is not a word that goes with labor, okay? Any sort of really big challenge, there has to be an end of it, right? It does nothing, because it's the same thing with the good. The best moments in our lives, they don't last forever, right? So we get to give ourselves a little bit of grace there and recognize that everything has its course, okay? So go ahead and reach those arms up. My timer's already on. Your palms are gonna be spread really wide and they're gonna face up. Elbows are straight, pump. Just pump those hands up and down. Close your eyes, roll them up and in, and breathe. We will be here for 3 minutes, my mamas. 3 minutes. Keep those arms moving. Keep those eyes rolled up and in. Communicating this strength that you are developing mentally through to your baby as well. Yeah?
So they're also part of your labor. Yeah, don't forget, right? This is teamwork. This isn't just mama all in charge and running the show. This is baby and mama working together. So as much as you're training your mind, you're also training baby to recognize, okay, mama's got this. Mama's strong. Mama can work through this. Mama can take this challenge. Mama wants me to come, right? She's willing, she's ready. So it gives this energetic support to them as well to do their part, right? To get their little bodies in the right position, to roll the right way. I mean, it's amazing how much intuition and intelligence there is in birth, right? It is designed in such an incredible way. Genetics are insane, right? What your baby already knows how to do is insane. What your body already knows how to do is wild. Yeah, you know this. That Guru Dev Namo, this is it, right? Keep pumping, you're halfway, more than halfway actually. So trust in you and your baby to work as that incredible team that you're designed to be. Yeah, the more you put that support into the two of you together, the more likely your labor is to be supportive, right? It's gotta be a collective thing though. You can't just expect you to do all the work or baby to do all the work. It's teamwork, it's connection, it's energetics. Yeah, it's not all just physical. We're going into a subtle realm that's like not even definable when we go into birth. Okay? Build that trust now, mama. 45 seconds, 45 seconds, that's it. Pump those arms, spread those fingers wide, 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 open chest. Let the sensations come through. Welcome them, embrace them, love them. Yeah, this is bringing baby right here into this world, these sensations. That's what we want. That's what baby wants too. Breathe. Your birth is you. You are not stronger than birth, and birth is not stronger than you. You are both in this as a team. You, your body, your breath, your baby, you're so good, so good, so good. Last few seconds, breathe. Inhale those arms up, fingertips touch at the top. Exhale, just the fingertips touching, bring your hands all the way down into your heart. Close your eyes and just let those fingertips connect for a few breaths. Your hands and fingertips in particular are connected to your brain and to your emotional balance of your brain on the fingertips. So just hold your fingers here. Take a couple breaths. Let this position of the hands just naturally seal and heal your body and your emotions and your brain and your inner chemicals. Keeping our hands in this position, we're going to imagine as though our hands are our pelvic floor as we breathe. So as you inhale, you'll keep your fingers spread wide and imagine your pelvic floor spreading wide and lowering down and out through your pelvis. And as you exhale, you'll kind of squeeze the fingers together, keep the fingertips touching, but just narrow that position of the fingers. And also know that your pelvic floor is naturally contracting on that exhalation. So inhale, you spread those fingers, opening them up. Keep just the fingertips touching. Exhale as you contract your hands. Fingertips are still touching. Continue like this. Inhale, pelvic floor wide open, expanded. Exhale, let it naturally contract as the fingertips come closer together. Take a few breaths with your hands, mimicking this sensation that's happening deep in your pelvis. Bringing this awareness into the pelvis to either feel or visualize, or both, as you breathe. Taking a few more breaths. big, deep inhale all the way down to the base of the pelvis. Big exhale out. Let the hands start to rest back under the knees. Just sit for a moment with the eyes closed. Breathing in and out. Into our meditation for this class, you'll take your pointer fingers with the thumb wrapped around the extra fingers. Your right hand goes down, your left one goes up, and the fingertips will touch and it'll rest right around your heart. Your eyes are still closed up and in, and you'll inhale through your nose, and then exhale powerfully out of your mouth like you're blowing the air to your fingertips. Inhaling nose, exhaling out of the mouth. So it's a powerful breath. Continue this at your own pace. This meditation is designed to deal with intense moments. So when your world is shaking, when your nervous system is shaking, when your mental state is shaking, you can come back to this exercise, this meditation. I know that just a few minutes is enough to help get your entire system back on board, to release out and process through any intensity. Keep your eyes rolled up and in. Breathe at your pace. Make that exhale really strong. About 1 more minute here. Last big deep inhale in. Strongest exhale out yet. Good, rest the hands back on the knees. Just sit in stillness. Absorb, feel that release. And you're welcome to stay in your seated meditation pose for as long as you need. When you feel ready for Shavasana to relax, you can extend your legs and again start to lay yourself all the way back down. If it's early in your pregnancy and staying on your back is comfortable, that's fine. If you prefer or it feels more comfortable to lay on your left or right side, maybe place a pillow between your knees, one arm extended as you rest your head. Wherever you are, get your body in a place where you can relax. So you and baby can absorb this energy. Where you can absorb this release. Where you can together take time to process and integrate anything that's moved through during this last hour.
Vargo devasya imahiliyo yona prachodaya. Om Bhurmuvasvaha Tatsavitur Varenyam Vargo devasya dhimahi dhiyo yona prachodaya. Om Bhurmuvasvaha Tatsavitur Varenyam Vargo devasya dhimahi dhiyo yona prachodaya. Om Bhurmuvasvaha Tatsavitur Varenyam Vargo devasya dhimahi dhiyo yona prachodaya. Om Bhurmuvasvaha Tatsavitur Varenyam Vargo devasya dhimahi dhiyo yona prachodaya. Om Bhurmuvasvaha Tatsavitur Varenyam Vargo devasya dhimahi dhiyo yona prachodaya. Slowly start to bring back some physical movements, maybe deeper breath, wiggling toes or fingers, any gentle reactive motion that feels good. If you are on your back, ensure you roll to your side first, resting there for a moment, and then using the strength of your arms to press into the floor and start to lift yourself up into a seat. Keep your eyes still closed and let the hands kind of prayer in front of the heart. We'll sing, as we always do, the Long Time Sun song to finish class, and one Sat Nam, meaning true name, true identity, honoring our authentic selves, for ourselves, for our babies, for our future. Big deep breath and just sing. We'll just sing one round.
May the long time sun shine upon you. All love surround you, and the pure light within you guide your way on. Guide your way on. Guide your way on. Long Satnam inhale. Satnam, my mamas, thank you so much for sharing this space, this time with yourself, with your babies, with each other, virtually and energetically, always connected. Satnam.